All right, time for SketchUp number 4. This is about inferring and follow me. On Google Classroom, I'll have, there's a handout and there's a file for you to work with today. You don't have to build the whole file. There's a SketchUp model for you to work with. Here's what you'll do. If you click on that SketchUp model on Google Classroom, and then up here at the very top, there will be a button that either will say SketchUp for Schools, or you can drop down that little menu and click on SketchUp for Schools, and it will open the model in SketchUp. And so that's how you're going to get started today. Back here on Classroom, you'll click on that model, and then you will open it in SketchUp for Schools. Now, I'm going to open it kind of a different way. I have a file that I want to use. All right, it's the same thing. It's the same file, but I'm just going to get started a little bit different way. All right, so we're going to look at two things today. We're going to look at over here on lined up kind of along the green axis. We're going to look at this thing called inferring. I'm looking straight down on it, and I put some text over there. Inferring. There are two things we're going to do with inferring. I'll show them to you in just a second. And then the other part of the assignment is over here where it says follow me, and I'm going to show you that as well. All right, so let's take a look. Let's start over here with the inferring part. All right, now look at all these boxes. These are all kind of lined up, but there's gaps in between them. And what I want to do is connect the ends and sides of all the boxes. So it's going to be like a big snake that winds its way around, and it's all going to be connected. It's not connected right now, but we're going to connect it. And I'll show you how. This over here is going to be the head of the snake right there. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the push-pull tool. I'll tap P for push-pull, and here's how this works. I'm going to pull this surface toward where I want it to connect. And if I point with the push-pull tool, if I point to the edge where I want it to connect, it'll kind of snap right to it. That little red arrow on the push-pull tool will help you, and it will kind of snap right to that edge, and then I can let go of the button. It's connected. So those two pieces are connected. So now what we'll do is I want to take this and connect it over here to this edge. So I'll grab it and I'll pull it, and I'll just point to that edge with my red arrow, and they are connected. Cool. All right, I'm going to use the hand tool a little bit to scoot this thing around. I'll zoom in some. P for push-pull, and I'm going to pull this over and connect it to that edge right there. Yay. H for hand, P for push-pull. Now I want to take this, and I'm going to pull it over and connect it. Just point to that edge, and that should do it. H for hand, P for push-pull, and I'm going to point to this edge. Got it. H for hand, P for push-pull, connect here. Now I'm going to orbit this a little bit so I can see like up here, because now I want to take this, let me look down on it a little bit. I'm going to take this and pull it over, and I want to connect to that edge right there. Good. All right, once again, H for hand. I'm orbiting some as well. All right, so I'll go P for push-pull, and I'm going to pull this over to this edge. Just want to make sure they connect. Good. And pull this down a little bit. H for hand, P for push-pull, connect, connect. H for hand, P for push-pull. We're going to pull this back and connect, connect. Keep the snake going here. Connect, connect right to that edge. Sometimes you have to kind of do it a couple of times to get what you want. Connect and connect. Let me do that again. There we go. There, I got it. And so now, where I had all those gaps before, I don't have gaps anymore. I just want to connect that all in one big structure that goes all the way around. Now, if you wish, and this is not required, this is an optional thing. I'm going to zoom in. Now that we have all those connections, you can see all these seams where they connected. You can see lines where they connected. So you could take your arrow tool and click those lines and tap delete, and you can get rid of them if you want to. Now, remember what I said. I'm just showing you. You can click the lines and you can get rid of them if you so desire. Take your arrow tool, click the line, touch delete or backspace, and you can get rid of edge lines like that if you wish. Now that would be a lot of edge lines to get rid of. Some people like to do it because they feel like this looks better once you get it all done and it's all like seamless, and yeah, okay, you can do it if you want to. You don't have to. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. Now you do have to fill it, and I'm going to show you a trick for filling today that can be helpful. Take your arrow tool. It's on the toolbar. Keyboard shortcut for the arrow tool is the space bar. And triple click this thing. Point to it someplace and do a triple click. Go click, click, click. If you triple click a structure in SketchUp, it'll select the whole thing. And then I can take my bucket tool and I could go get whatever I want, whether it's a color or whatever, and I could just fill that. And look, it fills the whole thing. So I don't really have to go around going click, 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 click to fill all of it if I want to fill all of it with the same material. So again, I took the arrow tool there and I did a triple click and then just filled the whole thing because it was all selected. All right, I'm going to tap H for the hand tool, and we're going to scoot over here and look at these 4 circles that are on the ground over here. Here's what I want you to do with these. Take push pull and raise one of them up to whatever height you want. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. Now I want the other 3 to be the exact same height. Well, how can you make sure of that? Here's how you do it. Take push pull, start pulling this up. Keep, if you're using a mouse, keep the mouse button down. If you're using a touchpad, keep your finger on the touchpad and kind of move your pointer over here. And I'm going to take the pointer up slowly to that top edge. And if I get to that top edge, I see a dotted line that runs from one cylinder to the other cylinder, and that's telling me these 2 cylinders are the same height now. So now I can let go of the mouse button, or you could lift your finger off of the touchpad if that's what you're using. All right, so again, I'll push-pull this up, move the pointer over, come up and even with this edge right here, and they are the same height. Same thing here. Pull this up, keep the button down, pull the pointer over, and point to that edge, and now I know that they are the same height. Cool. All right. Got to fill them. So I'm going to use that triple click trick. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll just go over here. I'm just going to use some colors on this, I think, but you can use whatever you want, right? I'll just fill that. 1, 2, 3, triple click there. I'll get a color. 1, 2, 3. I'll get a color. And 1, 2, 3, and I'll get a color. All right, triple click and fill them up, and got them. Cool. All right, so that part's done. The inferring part is done. Those are things that can be helpful. You can connect things together, and you can make things the same height, and those are the tricks that we were taking a look at. All right, follow me. What are we doing here? Okay, well, I'll show you on this first one. I'm just going to push-pull this rectangle up a little bit, and I'm going to take the line tool and just draw a diagonal line like that. If you need to pause the video and look at what I just did, then pause the video, right? All right, so I just drew a diagonal line. I just push-pulled it up and drew a diagonal line like that. All right, now let's look. The Follow Me tool is hiding under here with the push-pull tool on the toolbar. I'm showing you right now where it is. Push-pull. And then if I click it, there are 3 tools that are bundled together. And so I'm going to take Follow Me right there. Here's how Follow Me works. It's going to help us create some more complex structure to this. I'm going to take Follow Me. I'll press the mouse button and just hold it down. And I'm going to click on that triangular area right there. And I'll drag the mouse. If you're doing it on a touchpad, you just kind of move your finger, I would guess. I don't know that I've ever done it on a touchpad. Down the side, across the back, up the side, across the front, all the way across. Don't go down that slope. Don't go down that diagonal. All the way across, back to the corner, let go, and I wind up with a structure that looks like that. A little more complex than just a box, right? That's a little different thing than just having a box. All right, let's do something different on this one. I'll raise this up a little bit. I'm going to take the line tool. I'll kind of look at it from a corner like this. I'm going to take the line tool and I'll click. I'll move down a little, click, move over a little, click, move down a little, click, move over a little. Look for hints there like on face. That's good. Click, down a little, click, and then I'm going to go over and I want to go to on edge. All right, so I'm on edge right there. So this time I didn't just make a diagonal line. This time I kind of made like a stair step. Okay, so I'm going to go get that Follow Me tool. And zoom this back just a little bit. And I'll take that area right there, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to push back this down the side, across the back, up the side, across the front. Might take you a couple of tries. You might have to undo and then try again. Going to get back to the corner, let go. Got it. All right. Now I'm going to tap H for hand and pull this over a little bit. Let's do something different on this one. I'll raise this up some. All right. This time I think I'll do this. I'll go over and get this arc tool, 2-point arc, right? I'll do that. And with the 2-point arc, I'm going to click on a top edge. I'll come down here and click on the side edge. And then I'll just bend this line just a little bit. Turn that some. All right. Just a little bit of a bend right there. I don't like what I got there, so let's try that again. I'll click on the top, click on the side, a little bit of bend. Looks good. Just kind of a curve like that. All right. Now I'll take the Follow Me tool. I'll take this kind of weird triangular area. I'm going to click and hold the button. I'm going to just push back. The same thing, down the side, across the back, up the side, all the way back to the corner, and it leaves me with that. Got it. Here's the last thing we're going to do. We're going to raise this circle up a little bit with push-pull. We're going to give it a point like a pencil. Here's how. I'm going to take the line tool and draw a line that goes from the edge to the center. It'll find the center for you. If you just float that line tool around, it'll find the center for you. So I'll click. Now what I want to do is I want to go up the blue axis. If you move this around a little bit, it'll find the blue axis. If you just kind of go slow and give it a chance, it'll find the blue axis and it will tell you when it's on the blue axis. So I want to make the next line. I'm going to go up the blue axis a little ways, however far you want to go, and I'm going to click. Now I'm going to go back to where I started, and I'm going to click. So I just drew a triangle, really. If I turn this way a little bit, I drew a triangle. I'm going to take the Follow Me tool once again here. Oops, wrong tool, sorry. I'm going to take the Follow Me tool, and I'm just going to pull this triangle around the outer edge of this circle, around the circumference of the circle. I'll just go around and around and around. It's going to look a little weird in the process of doing it, but don't let that bother you. Around all the way. I'm just pulling it around, back to where I started. Now I can let go, and look what I have created. I've created a cylinder that has a point on top of it, kind of like a pencil. Cool. All right, so now I would just have to finish this off, I would just have to triple click, and let's give it a different color here. Just fill these up. Triple click, fill, triple click, fill, triple click, fill. Got it. To save this, all you should have to do is come up to the top left corner and click Save, because it is a file that I gave you, and so you don't really have to name it or anything. It's got a name. So you should just be able to come up and click Save up at the top, and you might have to click on your Google Drive and then I don't know. It's making me name it again, so I'll say Follow Me. I'll save that, and then you can turn that in. All right, so there it is.